Hello, hello, my beautiful lovelies. Welcome back to yet another pick a card reading here on the channel. If you're new, hi, hello. My name is Esty, your witchy bestie here on the interwebs. Over here, we do lots of different things. We do pick a cards, collective readings, okay? We also do our collective candle burnings. We get into our magic over here. We have book clubs over here. So if you're interested in all of those things, click the link down below to join the book clubs, to join the candle burnings. There's a lot going on over here, okay? But today's reading is going to be all about getting on track, okay? Getting back on track. Let me see. Let me look at the reading selection. But I do want to remind you guys that this is the last time that you can book for a 2-for-1 with me. Okay. I will not be doing this ever again. This is going to be the last time that you can book 2 tarot readings for the price of 1 with me. If you are interested, head over to the Etsy. That's where you can book with these. I think I'm going to stick with Etsy with my client readings because I just like talking back and forth to my clients. Okay, and I was doing it on Stan Store, but it just didn't feel the same. I like being able to talk to my clients back and forth, and Etsy allows you to do that. So we're gonna stick with Etsy. Sorry guys for being so confusing, but we're gonna stick with Etsy, okay, for the client reads. Okay. Now, also, we're going to be doing this live pick a card today. I'm going to be live actually all day today. When I sit down and do the pick a card readings for you guys, like if I don't do it on live and I sit down and I do a bulk, I do many different tarot readings in one day. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'll be live doing them all live because I just don't want to do editing. I don't want to edit. So, if you go over to the live section on the channel, you'll see all the lives that will be going on today. I'm going to try to get to all of them today because I do want to do $25 readings as well while I'm here on live. So in this reading, if you are interested to getting your cards read today, in the description box is the links where you can join the reading list to get your cards read for $25. Okay. So let me put that up right now. I'll be doing it maybe in between if I need a break between piles. But I might just do them at the end of this reading. Okay. So we're going to get into, let me put that on after we do the card selection. So here's the card selection for today. This pick a card reading. We're going to get back on track. So this is for the people that have been feeling like they're just in misalignment. They don't feel like they're on track. They know they've been slipping. Yeah, just to kind of like get through this energy that we've been feeling in the collective. This is going to help you get on track. So go ahead and zone into the collage. I've been really feeling the collages. Okay, so Ada, if you want your cards read, go over to the PayPal and the Cash App and send me your question with $25. Today I'll be doing $25 readings after the pick a card is done. I'll stick around if I have people on the list, and then I'll just go on to the next pick a card that we're going to be dropping today. I'll be here all day. I just don't want to edit, yo. I really just do not want to edit. I got my snacks too, so don't you guys be talking mess. Okay. Voyage. If you want your cards read, hit the Cash App for $25. Okay. So reading number 1, we're about to get into number 1 right now, how to get on track. Okay, I'm going to start with tarot first. How to get on track, Spirit. Number 1. Let me pull up the card selection so I can look at number one's picture. Okay. We're about to get into number one. All right, number one. Let me look at your picture. We have, this is very much, I don't know why this is looking like Kim Kardashian to me. This is looking like Kim Kardashian, but like a Kali Ma kind of version of her. Am I becoming someone or returning? Am I becoming someone or returning? So what that is really making me feel, especially with the Kali Ma kind of energy that I'm feeling for you, number one, is that a Pokemon card? Or there's some type of Dungeons and Dragons card on there too. I might have to bring my computer a little bit closer so I can see it. But what I'm really feeling for you, number one, is that you might be going through like sort of let's move it over here. That's actually perfect for me. It feels like you're going through an identity crisis. You don't understand like who you are is what I'm really getting. And with the Kali Ma kind of energy that I'm feeling here with this one, yeah, it is. It does look like Kali Ma. She's blue. She has multiple arms. There's a peaceful energy about her. So it makes me feel like there is a destruction of an old self. Okay, so it does feel like you are going through some type of like an identity change. You kind of feel that you can't go back, like you can't go back to what was, is what I'm feeling here. I want to look at this card. I can't really read the text on it, but it looks to be some type of Dungeons and Dragons card or some kind of like game card that's on the collage. It says the real flex is how many wounds you can turn into wisdom. So there's, a part of getting on track for you is going to be about transmutation, taking your pain and not just looking at it to become like triggered. If anything, these triggers that you're getting from like from the pain or for the certain things that you have went through these past couple of years, the triggers, when you're getting triggered in the present moment, instead of like allowing yourself to kind of spin out of control, this card looks like a whirlpool, like you're spinning out of control. You're getting sucked into your trauma. You're getting sucked into your wounds, into your pain. So instead of really like looking at your pain and your wounds, your scars and being triggered by them, to really allow that trigger to open you up to wisdom and to like understanding how to move in the present. I think the big question is, who are you becoming? Am I becoming someone else or am I returning? Am I going to ever return back to who I was? It says to embrace authentic chaos. And this is the thing, a lot of people, they believe that there is just like this, the negative force has to be wiped out. That chaos, which Kali Ma is really big for, is like the destruction and the chaos that has to happen in order to creation to take place. Right. And so a lot of people feel like that needs to be wiped out. Oh, this is getting chaotic. And so this must mean that it's bad. I'm not really feeling that for you, number one. I feel like if you are feeling kind of chaotic all over the place, even just like being triggered by the past, whether that is a past version of yourself and you can see that you're no longer that person anymore, or there's a lot of things that have happened to you, you need to start doing this dance. Really what I'm getting, you need to start dancing with the flow of life, no matter what the energy is being presented to you, life presenting itself to you, even if it does feel that it is chaos. It says it's authentic chaos, And so this is what needs to happen in order for you kind of need to get shaken up. The tower is in the tarot cards for a reason. Oh my God, look what fell out. Look what fell out. The tower. The tower fell out. Okay, so let me get your cards out. Let me get your cards out. But I do feel like right now, getting on track for you, the first step is to accept the chaos. Accept that you are feeling triggered. Accept that you are feeling a little bit pain right now, whether that is coming from just being triggered, like you're not in this difficult situation anymore. You're not in pain. You're not around this person or whatever it is. It's like, it does really feel like you are looking, your mind is in the past, right? I think a big thing is to realize like what is, that it's over, right? And that it is still painful, that you are still dealing with some pain. You are still being triggered at this time, you know? And so a big part of what like where you're headed is turning these wounds, turning this pain into wisdom. That's why we go through these different experiences in life. It's not just, you know, just because this has to happen. What I've been hearing a lot lately in the collective readings is this cause and effect energy, right? Principle, cause and effect. And so it's time for you to start thinking in the sense that you are the cause here. Not just you getting affected by life. You are causing the chaos. You are causing, you know, you did have some type of play in the pain, in the wounds. Okay. So let's see how you can get on track here. With the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck here, I feel that a big part of you getting on track is going to be seeking guidance from someone or seeking that guidance within yourself. You're either the Hierophant yourself or like you're very in tune with spiritual knowledge. You've read books, you've studied something. This is more about book knowledge than it is like intuitive knowledge, but you have the practices to get you on track. And mostly this is about your mind, removing your mind from the past. We look at the past, whether, you know, we're looking at past relationships or things that have happened to us in our childhood, you know, or just in the past couple of years. We have that ability to time travel and to look at the past, not to just like obsess and become triggered and to hurt. It's there for the wisdom. It's there to gain wisdom and gather wisdom from that. You understand it, you know? And so you're either the Hierophant yourself, where you're able to kind of take a step back and to recognize, okay, this is a little bit chaotic. Things are getting a little bit chaotic here. What do I have in my archive of knowledge that can help me balance the energies out so that I can just begin to flow and dance with life? Okay. That's going to be the first step for you. Now let's talk a little bit more. There has been destruction with the Tower. There has been destruction here with the Tower. You are recognizing that you are like, things are not how it used to be. A lot has been destroyed. There has been a lot of change, right? There's been a lot of change here. And so one of the steps, feels like a very heavy, difficult energy for you to be in. Number one. So one of your steps is going to take a survey of your life and the way that it is and stop looking at the past. You know, if you are going to look to the past, the real flex is turning wounds into wisdom and to understand how you got there. How did you get hurt? What can you learn from that pain? Right? How can you learn from that discomfort, from that mistreatment, from that abuse, from that, you know, what can you gain from that to make you smarter and move smarter in the present and in the future? Because there's no, you know, when we do that, when we're able to look back, we are affecting time. You are affecting a younger version of yourself. But all you can really do from this stream of consciousness is to move forward, okay? To deal with the present and to continue to move forward, you know? But so it's not about trying to go over like, how could I change things? How could I change things? You know, if anything, maybe because I'm mentioning like, you know, affecting the past, maybe you do need to do inner child work. Maybe you do need to do past self work, you know, younger self work. Maybe not just, you know, maybe not just inner child, but like just a slightly younger version of yourself. Maybe you need to sit down and have conversations with them, right? I feel like you guys are you understand this type of energy that I'm talking about. And when it turns into wisdom, when it's one thing of having knowledge, but when it turns into wisdom, it's because you're actually applying it to your life. So one of your first steps is to start applying the knowledge that you've studied. You know, that's going to be like a big thing that you need to start doing. But how to get on track is to understand that you're going to have to rebuild yourself. You're going to have to rebuild your life. You're going to have to rebuild these structures. And, when we're speaking about the tower, this is mostly about the psyche, the structures of the psyche. So the mental programmings. Okay. So I'm getting very big that there's the inner self that has been destroyed, not very much on like maybe your outer life. A lot of you guys, things are actually really great. And I think that is the problem when we decide to get triggered from the past, get triggered. There's certain things that are happening right now in your life. And it could be like things that you're watching or just recognizing how the present is. It's triggering you. It's making you think of the past for some reason. And so it's, you need to look at your physical life and to see what actually is happening right now in the present moment. And I think one of the steps to getting on track is recognizing that there has been a destruction and there's nothing really that you can possibly do. It's already fell, is what I'm feeling. The structures of how you used to look at this person, at your life in a certain way, it has changed forever. And so the only thing that you can really do to get back on track is to begin to pick up the rebel, the things that, when the tower falls, one of the lessons is to grab whatever is on the ground, the things that are still intact and that makes sense to you and that's going to help you rebuild yourself, rebuild your life, rebuild these healthy structures for yourself. And that could very much be like, okay, everything has fallen, right? But I still have all of these practices. I still have I have this knowledge to help me with with this loss, with this pain, right? So I really want to be clear with you. I don't want to hear, and I'm like, this is what I'm hearing. I don't want to hear, I don't know what to do. That's what I'm hearing. I don't want to hear from you, number one, I don't know what to do. I don't want to hear that from you because you have the Hierophant here. Whether even if it's like, yeah, I need to go see a therapist or I need to sit down with, my pastor, I'm hearing. Okay, because this could very much be like spiritual leaders, okay, with the Hierophant. So it could be that, or it could be, I need to book a tarot reading, it could be that I need to go book a tarot reading to get on track. Even if it's that, you have the knowledge. It's not that you don't know what to do and you don't know how to get on track, okay? But aside of looking outside yourself, but I feel like this card is really telling you to look at that as well, to look at what you already have, because you have everything to rebuild yourself and your life better. That's why the tower happens. It happens because it was unstable. So it had to fall. The tower had to fall in order for you to build something a lot more safer, more secure, more better, right? I think a lot of you guys are wanting to build an empire is what I'm hearing too, whether that's like, even if this is a pain from a relationship, if this is pain from whatever, like you are wanting to build something with longevity. It's going to last a long time. And I think this older version, this old life that got destroyed, even if that's like a way of being in relationships, a way of being in your career, a way of being in your life, a lot of those things are completely destroyed. But it doesn't mean that everything that helped you build that last tower is destroyed. The big lesson with the tower is to look at the rebel and to pick up what you can and take it into the next life, take it into the next, phase to rebuild your tower. Okay. Now we also have the 8 of Cups. Now with the 8 of Cups, how to get on track. This is walking away from things that are emotionally disappointing. Even if you have put in a lot of work, a lot of structure, like conditioning, you know, Hierophant and Tower. This is about structure. This is about discipline. You know, both of these cards are about structure. So it's really hard to walk away from these types of things, whether that be like a relationship, a way of being, right? It's really hard to walk away from it because when we have built our life, I'm hearing that song by the Dixie Chicks that I haven't heard in like, oh my God, since the 90s. I've built my life around you. What is that song? So that's a channeled song for you, number one. I've built my life around you. Dixie Chicks. I don't know what the fuck. Okay, the song. I don't listen to Dixie Chicks, but I remember that song. I'm hearing it now. Dixie Chicks, built my life. I just want to look at the lyrics here. Okay, so, well, I have been afraid of changing. This is the lyric that's in my head. Well, I've been afraid of changing because I've built my life around you, but time makes you bolder. Children get older. I'm getting older too. Okay. So it does say here, I took my love and I took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills. Well, the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? And this is really important. The Tower doesn't just like, oh, damn, now I'm just like the unlucky person that gets the Tower. Everybody gets the fucking Tower. Okay? Everybody, it's a season. The major arcana, which this is what the Tower, comes from in the tarot. There are suits, there are minor, and then there's major arcana. This is a major arcana card. So is the Hierophant. There are major phases that you're going through right now, and everybody goes through them. Okay? And it's important. I'm really picking up on the rhythm principle, and so when you apply that rhythm and understand, oh, okay, here comes a Tower moment. Things need to be destroyed. Things need to fall in order for the next creation to take form, right? You can learn the swing of the pendulum. And you know what's going to help you get through this, the swing of the pendulum, because everybody experiences this phase, this season of life where things need to be destroyed, right? What's going to help you is that knowledge. That's the swing of the pendulum. That helps you lighten the swing over to the other extreme. We want to be in the middle. Of course, we want everything to be balanced. Sometimes we want to be on the other side of the extreme where it's just like, it's so blissful. It's like everything is, happening exactly the way that I want it to. But nobody wants to feel this extreme. No one wants to feel this extreme of the Tower. So the pendulum can help you. I mean, your pendulum is your knowledge, your practices. It's time to apply that knowledge so that you can become a very wise person. It's time to really step over to that side of wisdom, not just having a lot of knowledge, but you have wisdom. So that means you have to apply. You got to swim. You're swimming right now, and you got to use everything that you have learned to get through this Tower situation. And there's always that lesson that comes with the Tower. You're either going to sink or swim. What is it going to be, number one? You got all the knowledge. You've been taught, you've used it, but you haven't built a life structured around that wisdom. Okay. Now, also, she says here, what did she say? Can the child within my heart rise above? This is about inner child. And look at this card here. A little child within a lion, So your inner child could be activated here. And I did mention inner child work at the beginning of this reading, number one. So 8 of Cups, this is about walking away from what doesn't satisfy your inner child. This is about going with the flow, dancing with life, and like, for instance, I'm trying to learn just within my own career how I want to put out these videos, right? Like today I was like, I'm just going to go live. I'm going to do all the pick a cards that I want to do. I'm really interested in doing pick a cards, but maybe my the way that I'm flowing needs to be different. You know what I mean? For me to feel comfortable doing it. And I don't want to edit. Like I noticed, like, I just don't want to edit. I just want to get the video out. I also want to engage more. And so let me just go live. It's not necessarily saying that everything has to be different, but maybe, the way that you are building things can be different. Okay. So, also this could be like, well, maybe I do need to take a break from dating people. Maybe, there's an urge of like wanting to be active here. Okay. Yeah. There's an urge of wanting to be active here, but there is a need to assess on what you need to be active in. Okay. So 8 of Cups, walking away from things that are disappointing. Okay. Emotionally disappointing, even if you have built, like I've built a whole structure on how I do the pick a card readings here, how I do YouTube here. And I feel it. I'm sure you guys have noticed and feel it too, that things are changing. And so I'm just riding the waves and tides with you guys with my own kind of journey here and understanding how I want to do things, and so we have to kind of listen, like, and I'm a creative. I love being creative. And so it just feels right to just, I don't want to, there's other things I also want to be creative with, but I don't want to let go completely. And it's not about completely letting go of how you want to be in your life, number one, but there are some things that you're just no longer interested in. And regardless of you putting all that energy into it, how much energy you've put into it, you're just not there anymore. You're not there. There's a different way of needing to be. And then, there could be a lot of insecurities also coming up that keeps you from moving differently, right? Because this song that I'm reading, and this song is called Landslide by the Dixie Chicks, but now they're called the Chicks. They're called the Chicks, but they were called the Dixie Chicks back in the 90s. And this song was pretty. I liked it. Okay, so you're getting older. The children are getting older. Like that's the same with me. Like my kids are getting older. Like my life is really built around my kids, my family, just like, every other mom, so it's like, it's not about letting go of everything that you love, but maybe it's a different way. Like you got to walk away from certain behaviors, certain structures, certain people, right? Okay. So we also have the King of Swords for you, number one. Again, this could be a mentor, right? This could be a mentor. How to get on track is there's a lot of mentor kind of energy with the King of Swords and Hierophant here. So you could be in need of needing a mentor to help you get on track with this very difficult time. In the Tower here, it is very difficult. It can be difficult on the outside in the physical, but it's definitely difficult. Let me turn this off. Get that out. It could be very difficult on the inside, the mental, with the swords. This is speaking of a mental aspect of you. Okay. There could be some decisions that need to be made, just some clear, direct decisions that is based on your emotional disappointment. Number one. Okay. So this is how you're going to get on track, is making some decisions, walking away from, from things that are just not inspiring your inner child. Your inner child is acting out right now. That's why it feels chaotic. That's why it feels quite chaotic right now. Okay. Also with the King of Swords, there's something else here before I move on to the next cards I want to use for you, number one. To tie up this reading, I have the self-care deck I want to pull for self-care for everyone, because when we're trying to get on track, just in my own personal life, I know self-care always helps me get in alignment. Okay, so we're going to figure out what certain things that you should be doing to help you during this time. Okay, so with the King of Swords, this is about just standing on business. I'm just hearing like standing on business, standing on your truth. This is not about people pleasing with the 8. I think you've linked, because, you know, with the downside of the 8 of Cups, this is about lingering around, wanting to please someone. And I'm really seeing you, number one, as a child. I'm really seeing you as a child. Like, just, you know how children just want to please their parents, you know, people pleasing does get, you know, you get conditioned to be a people pleaser in your child era. So there is an energy of saying, you know what, I don't care how other people want me to show up. I don't care how other people want me to be or build my life. This is how I feel. I don't care even about your family. I don't care about my family on how they want me to be and how they need me to be. I have to first check on what do I feel in my spirit? What do I feel it with for my mental state, you know? So there's some decisions, just staying true to self, you know, and standing on business with maybe someone. So let's see what else. Question. What number ones, what do you guys need to know? Give me a question along the lines of getting on track. Okay, let's get a question here. What should we ask? What should we ask? I am doing $25 readings as well. Let me see. Very heavily, I feel like this is a person. There is a person that kind of like, okay, so, you know, you guys, I watched Sinners last night and it like changed my perspective. And I love that when I watch something, listen to something. I watch a lot of, like, you know, cool TV shows and movies, and I like to decode them and understand them, because to me, everything is spiritual. And what I'm really picking up is that for you, even if this is a person that you need to walk away from, because this song is really about, like, I've built my life around you, you know. Did I read that part of the song? I didn't. There's a person, and I'm going back to read the lyrics, so I know for sure. Yeah, because I've built my life around you. Okay. I built my life around you, but time makes you bolder. You know? So what about this person do we need to realize? And so what I'm really feeling is, like, you know, with that Sinners movie, it's like, I really, the message from it, I was just like, wow, this is like really such a profound lesson here. You know, you guys got the Pearls Before Swine card. Okay. That movie was so good. So good. How to live in purpose. Okay. We'll definitely get that question asked for number one. How to live in purpose. But with that movie, I really understood, like, on a deeper, profound level, that nobody can take your energy without your permission. Nobody can take your energy without your permission. And so if you feel like you're kind of being influenced, maybe even mentally influenced, because that's all that this could be, is possibly being influenced by another person. Nobody can take your energy. Nobody has taken your energy. You give your energy, and they cannot take it. They can only use it, and they can only use it through you. And so what I feel here with this Pearl Before Swines, number one, you need to recognize where you're putting your energy. These pearls, you know, this is your energy. This is your focus. And so if you are going to look at the past, if you are going to be going back and forth with someone about the past, and you're triggered and you're hurt and you're feeling pain, also be aware. Let's learn from it. There are major lessons happening right now for you. And so this is about understanding do I want to give my energy away? Your energy, first and foremost, is your awareness. That is how somebody can take your energy. They can't really take it. They can only use your energy. And they can only use it through your agreement. And your agreement is your focus, is your awareness. Okay? They cannot take your energy. They can only use it through you allowing them. And how you allow is through your focus and through your awareness. So when you are thinking about these certain things, ask yourself, is this beneficial for me? Have I learned it? Let me go find something else to do. Maybe I need to go and do a meditation. Maybe I need to go read the Bible. Maybe I need to go and, do this certain thing that I have learned years ago that I only do every once in a while. Maybe I need to make it a part of my everyday thing. So, this is about recognizing that your energy is valuable. And even when this person or this situation is no longer in or around you, you can still give your energy away by your focus and awareness. And you are wanting to rebuild your life. So let's rebuild it. You paying attention to the past. Let's look at that for reference on how to move in the present. Okay. So the question for number 1 is how to live in purpose. How to live in purpose. We have the secret, the unknown, mysteries, and wonders. How to live in purpose. Okay. So what I'm really feeling for you guys, if we look at, let me go back. If we look at your picture here, sorry, the banner is, let's take that off for a moment. We look at your picture number 1, how to live with purpose. Do you see that person, this little, I wish I had a pointer on here, but the little people dancing, it's like the dancing with the flow of life, right? Also, Kali Ma, destruction, right? And having maybe a vision, wanting to create that purpose, that purposeful moments, purposeful activity, purposeful projection, gift to the world, right? When we think about those things, recreating ourselves, recreating our lives, restructuring the way that we think, and purpose, your vision, there is always going to be a mystery. There's always going to be an unknown factor. You know why? Because we are in collaboration with spirit. We are in collaboration with life. And so we can have a vision, but you have to become comfortable understanding that there is always going to be an unknown mystery, unknown aspect. And it's wonderful. It is a beautiful aspect of life, understanding that we don't see it all. We're not meant to see it all. That would be boring, right? So how to live in purpose is understanding that you have to flow with life. And I say this to my clients that ask this question a lot. Purpose, your number 1 purpose in life is to experience, is to live. Now we could say, oh, but what do I have to do? What is this big thing that I have to do? That's a part of you understanding that. And that is also a very meaningful, purposeful unfolding of life. Because I really want you guys to understand that your purpose is full of meaningful and purposeful things. It's not just one thing. It is, purpose is about, your purpose is to live. We're all here experiencing.
And we can wonder about the mysteries of life, like, oh, why are we here? What is the whole thing? Like, what am I supposed to do? What are we all supposed to be doing here? And the whole thing is just experiencing life. We're here to experience and send that data up to God, to Source, Energy Creator. And so, how to live in purpose is to look at life with wonder. And to look, when you start looking at life as spiritual, and you start looking at life as like, oh, it's just, this is like a life of wonder. Like, I wonder what's going to happen. Like, I feel really inspired to go in this direction, and to start doing this, and to start being this, and to be in this way, and to maybe even, interact with certain people, right? I'm going to do that because I feel inspired. And it's okay if I don't understand how that's going to turn out. There has been many things that I have done that were purposeful, that is a part of my purpose. But it's not for everybody. I think a lot of people feel like, oh, my purpose is for somebody else. It's for the world. And there you will do things. What people don't understand is that we make ripples here. We're all connected. How you chose to live today ripples out into the universe and affects everybody. And so it doesn't have to be this grand thing. What your purpose is how you want to experience life. Number one. Okay? And so how to be in purpose is understanding and be like inspired by the unknown, by the mysteries of life. Okay? So let's get some self-care for number one, to see what you guys can do right now today to help you get back on track. So we know that we got to start, rebuilding ourselves, rebuilding our lives, looking at what we have here in order to restructure our life and our psyche, the way we think, right? We know we need to walk away from unfulfilling things that just don't sit right with our inner child, things that don't sit right with our emotional bank. We know we need to stand on business. And it's time to turn knowledge into wisdom, okay? That's what it's time. It's time to turn knowledge into wisdom. And how you do that is to take all this knowledge that you have and you start building your tower with it. Okay? It's like, oh yeah, I really love yoga. Or I love meditation, or I love doing candle magic. I love doing glamour, but I don't actively do glamour magic. But I know that it's knowledgeable to do it. I know that it works. Or I know that yoga really is great for transmutation. Yoga is really great for dropping into your body and grounding yourself in the timeline that you want to be in. So I know that's knowledgeable. I know I'm knowledgeable of everything that this practice gives me, but I don't build my life. I don't build my tower. That's not one of the building blocks in my tower. It's time to take that wisdom. Okay? Take your knowledge and turn it into wisdom. How you do that is you apply it to your life. You're not wise if you're not applying the knowledge to your life. That's how it gets to be being wisdom. Okay? So let's look at this self-care. Look at what I'm talking so much about yoga. I'm a yogi, so yeah, but some of you guys need to move that body, get that energy out. The body holds on. The body knows. The body takes score. I'm hearing it keeps score. It knows. It harbors energy. And so it could be Tai Chi. It could be heavy lifting. It can be running. It could be swimming. All you have to do is bring intention and awareness to it, right? And understand that you're filtering out your body through this movement. So a lot of you guys need to move your body, okay, to help release those triggers. Yoga or any kind of movement that is with controlled breathing, it yokes your mind and your body together. It grounds your body with the mind. It takes your higher self and your lower self and it brings it to the middle, to a balanced state. Okay. And through that process, you're just filtering through all of these thoughts, all of these emotions, and you're feeling it in your body. And then you're stretching it out, or you're working, you're building up the chi inside of you. And then it releases through breath, through final relaxation. At the end, you release all of it. So a lot of you guys need to get into movement, yoga, tai chi, running, walking, just movement. Controlled breathing though, okay? A lot of you guys need to stay hydrated. It's time to stay hydrated, especially it's hot out here. So a lot of you guys need to make sure that you're hydrating yourself, okay? Get on to the hydration. Make sure you're hydrating. And like, I know you're like, "Ugh," but these things, you guys, I'm telling you, these things that I'm telling you right now, like hydrating, moving your body, you would be surprised what kind of effect that it does to you. Your body don't even work properly when it's not hydrated. Your brain don't work properly, your heart, your organs, everything does not work properly when you are not efficiently hydrated. So work on hydration, number one. Alone time. Alone time. Some of you guys need to be alone. It looks like this person is at the beach too. So if you live near water, I'm just hearing like water, period. Like I have a pool. So I know I've been at the pool, you guys. I hope you guys can see because I'm like so light. But can you guys see my tan? I'm so proud of my tan. I've been so light my whole life, and it's always like, I'll let you guys know, it's been an insecurity like my whole life because I've been made fun of. I've been made fun of for my light skin. And that's not to take away from, dark complexion, because I don't even go there. I understand that. But I've always wanted dark skin. I've always wanted to be darker. So I'm just so happy with my tan. But to be near the water, if you can go to the beach, if you can go to the beach, if you can go to the lake, go to the river, sit by a pool, go swimming. The other day, my neighbors were having like a pool party. They were all at the pool and like barbecuing. We were barbecuing too. So it was just nice. So I feel like it could be rejuvenating for your spirit. It can help ground you into the present moment. Go and do something. You guys need to get out of your head. I see that. You need to yoke your mind with your body. Your body's here, but your mind is somewhere else, okay? We have this, it says connect with the earth. So yeah, being outside, go do some yoga, go sit down and meditate at the park, at the beach, And I'm just seeing my daughter, like she's learning how to swim and everything. And we're at the pool and she never wants to get out. She's like the last one that wants to get out. And so the other day she was just like floating in the water, just like, I'm like, girl, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. But I'm seeing that, like just being outside in the water with the trees, with the nature. I'm going to be buying this I want to buy like a seat that sits outside my house because I love where my house is, where my apartment's at. It's just surrounded by trees when you step out. And you could just hear in the evening, I step outside and I just listen to the trees just like move. So I'm seeing myself do that, like listening to the wind, Pocahontas kind of shit. Okay. So go outside, be in the forest, be near the trees, go to the park, connect with the earth, connect with the trees. Okay. Is there anything else? No, we're going to move on to number 2. That was a heavy one. Number 1. So make sure you stay hydrated, get outside, get in the water, move your body, breathe, connect with breath. Okay. Understand that life is beautiful. And that doesn't mean that bad things can't happen. If you're able to look at the bad things, eventually you're going to be like, wow, that was really beautiful. When you really look at if you look towards the past, not to be triggered, but to be inspired. Okay. And to learn from it. It took me a long time. Like I had a lot of pain growing up without a mother. Right. And this is a lot. Like what I'm about to say, there's a lot that goes into this. Like I had to understand her as a person. I had to understand her trauma. I had to understand all that. Right. And then when I look back at the past right now, I'm no longer hurt, really. I'm not really hurt like I used to be as a child. And even just like a few years ago, like I'm not really hurt. I understand why my mother was not supposed to raise me. I am who I am because of how my life has unfolded. I understand why that person, that man had to break my heart. I understand why these people had to hurt me and why I had to experience these certain things. When you look at life as spiritual, when you look at life as everything is purposeful, really life begins to change. You do begin to apply that wisdom, to apply that knowledge to be a wise person. Okay. So we're going to go into number 2 now. Number 1. Okay. So here is number 2. Let me look at it. I don't know why I'm putting it up for you guys. Hold on. Let me check this out. Let me just look at mine because mine's flipped the right way. Okay. Number 2. Oh, number 2 has a bunch of numbers. I made this card selection like a long time ago. I'm eating. Okay. Number 2. Are you seeing numbers? Someone put in the chat 111. So, okay. Where's my cards at? Let me shuffle. So what I'm really feeling for you, number 2, is that there seems to be like you're getting a lot of signs. Like when I see these numbers, it feels like you're just getting a lot of signs right now in life. There's a lot of like messages coming in. I do feel that one of the things for you is that your guides are trying to communicate with you. Your guides are trying to communicate through the language of the universe, which is numbers. Okay, something could have happened Thursday or will happen on Thursday. Tomorrow is Thursday. Okay. Ooh, cards are flipping all over the place. Yeah, I feel like you're like missing the message. One thing that's going to help you get on track is, 4 of Swords here on the bottom of the deck. One of the things that are going to help you get on track, number 2, is disconnection. Disconnecting from, it doesn't necessarily, let me see, is Hermit here? No, it doesn't necessarily mean the whole world. It doesn't even have to mean just one particular person. I feel like it's going to be different for a lot of you guys. I think when the 4 of Swords comes up, it could be, there's the 10 of Swords right underneath it. So you could have a lot to process. There's a big ending, or there was something painful. Some of you guys, this just recently happened. Some of you guys, this is something that happened a while ago, and you're typically okay. I don't really feel like this 10 of Swords is saying, I feel like this is saying that it came and gone, with this 10 of Swords that I'm seeing here. And so it does feel like the first step is to kind of like unplug, though. Maybe you haven't had time to really like tap into self and to rest upon some truth. With the 2 of Swords being here, I feel like you guys are wanting to make certain decisions. You are wanting to understand something. Mostly this is about maybe understanding something in order to make a decision here. You necessarily don't want to be in this position where you have to make this decision. Or you just necessarily don't want to be in this situation where you don't know what to choose, like you don't know what to do. And so I feel like for you, getting on track is going to definitely mean that you need to take some time and meditate on the truth, focus on relaxation, focus on meditation, contemplating something. This is also like disconnection. So like if this is meaning one person, maybe you need to draw away from that person to understand what decision that you need to make. This could mean that you just need to disconnect from the outside world, unplug, tap back into yourself is what I'm feeling here. Because the next step for you to get on track is making this decision. Understand not making a decision is a decision. That's what I'm hearing. Understand making a decision is a decision. Okay. So Two of Swords, you are mature enough to make this decision. So this decision has to be made by you. Okay. Nobody else with the Two of Swords here. This is like somebody can't fight your battles. Somebody can't, you know, what number is really sticking out to me is this 999. Let's look at that. What does 999 mean? Angel number. These are angel numbers. You know, this is the angel number. Completion. New beginnings, indicating that one phase of your life is ending and another is about to start, often accompanied by a message of trust, faith in the universe, guidance. Universe's guidance. Yeah. I do feel like your guides are trying to like, hello, but maybe all of this like chatter, people saying certain things, a certain person saying something, maybe even your own narrative that's going on in your mind, you know, which why I mentioned meditation, relaxing, you know, disconnecting from other sources, because sometimes your chatter can be going on and it's trying to tell you something, but all this other stuff is going on. So I do really feel like things are, you are wanting things to transform, because it says here, it's a spiritual message of transformation, a shedding of old patterns to make way for personal and spiritual growth. Okay. So like I said, there has been an ending. I think you are way off the ground. You're not laying on the ground with the swords on your back with the 10 of Swords that we often see. Okay. You're more in this like, okay, I'm fresh baby. Like there's a rebirth kind of energy that I'm feeling here. This is very much giving death energy as well. I don't feel like you're in this painful situation. Maybe you recognize that there has been a lot of pain and it's, you know, but I don't feel like you're suffering right now. But you do feel like you have to make some changes or some decisions here. Ace of Swords is indicating that you need to have more clarity, that there is a message wanting to come in. Ooh, eagles scare me. Eagles scare me so much. There's an eagle on this card. Maybe, and you know what I'm getting is like, maybe you're scared to know what the message is. Maybe you're scared to know what the message is what I'm getting. Let me look at this card. Huh. Interesting. But I feel that, you know, you are wanting to like move forward and possibly on a goal. The next step is to make a decision about something. I feel like you are going to understand that. You're going to understand, like, I need to choose. I need to make up my mind. You know, I need to decide something, and nobody can make that decision but me. It doesn't really matter what other people are saying. Ultimately, it's about your own truth. Yeah, there could be a lot of fog surrounding this situation here. So, you know, the first step I would say on how to get on track is to unplug. I'm going to definitely say you should unplug for like probably about a week or two from the internet, from tarot readings. So I don't want to see you around here, number two, unless you need a book of personal reading to understand something. But like consuming so many different tarot readers, consuming so many different tarot readings, like general readings is what I'm really feeling here. And even just like needing to tap into your own truth, you know, 4 of Swords, 2 of Swords. This is about your own truth here. You know, you're wanting to see results. You're wanting to see change. You know, I feel like you can't even get to the hard work is what I'm feeling here, because how to get in alignment is that you got to make a decision. And in order to make this decision, it cannot be based on what other people want from you. It cannot be based on what somebody else is saying, their opinion, their truth, because a lot of people just speak from their own experience. They speak from their own truth of what they think about themselves and what they can do and what they would have done. And that, you know, you're not them, they are not you. So there's an energy of like disconnecting, and that your guides are literally trying to deliver a message to you. So to tap in, get quiet, do some meditation. And I'm seeing like multiple meditation sessions. And that doesn't mean you got to sit there and meditate for an hour, but can you disconnect for 10 minutes and sit in silence with yourself? Can you journal? Can you say, okay, I'm going to connect to my higher self. I'm going to connect to God. What does God want to say to me? Can I open up my Bible and say, okay, what does God want to say to me right now? And open it up. Okay. Do you have time to really tap in to your own truth, into your own inner guidance, to your higher guidance that are from your guides, your ancestors, from God? Because that is what's going to help you get on track, is disconnecting from the outer world and resting upon your truth, and also gathering guidance to get more clarity on what you need to do. Because after that, I see that the next thing that you need to do is, there's an energy of like not thinking. Like, it's just, don't think about it, just do it kind of energy, because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. We have the 8 of Wands and we have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. You are wanting to see results. You are wanting, and so like there's this energy of like getting clear on what you need to do through your inner guidance system, through your guides, and also just what you've come to know as truth for yourself. That's going to help you move. And this is about getting goal oriented. Like the next thing that's going to help you get on track is maybe writing a list of goals, things that you want to accomplish. And what are those? Like, you know, the Wands is very much about active, like applying that energy, applying that pressure, you know, doing the work. With the 7 of Pentacles, the Pentacles are about work, like actual physical momentum, you know, and activity. So that 7 of Pentacles is about tending to a garden. Like, you might not be able to see the results at first, but you're there tending to the soil. You're there tending to the plant life, you know, watering, giving the food, making sure they're getting sunlight, you know, like just putting in the work. Honestly, you're not seeing results because you're not making a decision and you're not doing the damn thing. Like, that's why you're out of alignment, because you're not making a decision. So the first thing is to get like, to just rest upon your truth. Like, this is how I feel. This is what I've come to know. And what do I really want to do with this information? What do I want to do with this truth? How is it going to help me decide what I need to do? And if you're struggling, you need to consult your guides. Okay. And so 8 of Wands, this is about getting goal oriented and moving, just like setting a goal, setting a routine, setting you know, it's very much active based. Like, this is what I want to do. I want to make more money this month. So when I go into work, I'm going to do my very best, and I'm going to always put my name down for overtime so that I will get more hours so I can make more money. Or I want to make more money, so I'm going to go and apply and get a second job, or look for a job that pays more. There's something like that. It could be very much about money, because, you know, we have the 7 of Pentacles here and the 8 of Wands, very much business, very active kind of energy, making that money, but putting in the work to do it. You know, getting in alignment is not going to be like just sitting down like, I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like, and you're listening to other people. Maybe you're consulting other people that is not aligned with what you would do naturally if you just tap into your own truth. Right. And so it's like, I want to get to this point, so I got to wake up at this time. So let me set my alarm. Let me hold myself accountable, have discipline. So I wake up at a certain time, or I'm out the door at a certain time to go off and do this, because I want to build this type of energy in my life. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Very heavy, very straightforward. And your guides are very, I don't want to say mad, but they might be irritated. Like, hello, we're trying to help you transform this situation. Can you please tap in? Stop talking to so-and-so over there. Stop talking to Shirley. I don't know why I heard Shirley. I'm hearing Vince. I'm hearing Angelica. I'm hearing Prudence. I don't know. But stop talking to them. Okay? They're not you. They are going to go home and go to their own situation and they ain't thinking about what you're supposed to do. You're the only one that's thinking about what you should be doing. So don't care about what other people are saying. Tap into your, into your own truth. What is the question that we should ask for number 2? Okay, let's get that going. What question should we ask for number 2? Because it's very direct. It's like, look, you need to make a decision. Cut everybody out, tap into that guidance. A message is here. Someone's trying to reach you. You might even just need, that clarity, that message that you're waiting on from that certain person or that situation or whatever. It might come when you finally just begin to rest. You take a day to just unplug. Okay. And then that person calls. Then you get the message. It's, your body, your mind needs to be in alignment with what you want to come in. Seems like you want clarity, right? So relax and make a decision. So what message, what question should we ask for number 2? I'm going to get some more energy here. Chameleon. Okay. Chameleon. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling like you are really trying to understand, like, well, I feel like your decision is going to be based on like blending in, and that was kind of like, it's kind of the same energy that I'm feeling, sort of, but not really. It's like a different, projection of this energy. Like, with number 1, I was like, you need to flow with life. You need to dance. You need to go. This is kind of like being able to blend in, being able to blend in. It doesn't necessarily mean that you got to be a total, like, to be exactly like whatever these people do, whatever, this situation is. It's not about being exact, like changing yourself. It's not about possibly changing to be like a whole different being, but it's like understanding, taking an account of your surroundings, of your circumstances, of your life, and saying, well, you know what? I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to make this decision, and how I, project that is blending in, allowing myself to kind of blend in and mesh with life, mesh with these people, mesh with, that's really what's coming up with this card. Okay, is learning how to blend in to your surroundings so that it's easier to make these decisions, is what I'm feeling from that. And in a way, that's kind of like going with the flow of life, but it's not saying, well, I'm going to change myself completely. Well, then start blending in. And as you blend in, you do what you want. That's what I feel like this card is telling you, number 2. Okay? And not in this phase. If you guys want, I am going to be doing $25 readings at the end of this. Excuse me. Where is my stuff? I'm going to be doing $25 readings at the end of this reading, if you want your cards read, I will read them. Just hit the Cash App or PayPal, and that's all linked down below in the description box. Okay. So, let's see. Let's see what we need. Let's get something for number 2. Dawn Watcher, caretaker, guardian, support. Okay. I think getting in alignment is understanding that, yes, we have these caretakers, we have a support team, we have people that were responsible for us. But if you're watching this reading, you're responsible for yourself. You should be a grown-ass adult right now, and your life is your responsibility. And now I feel like there's this phase that you are entering into. This is about you understanding that you're the caretaker, you're the guardian. And you also, like, if you are not a part of your support team, there is no support team. Like, I don't know. That's what I've been talking about a lot lately too. Like, we can have all these people that love us and are going to be there for us. But if you're not there for yourself, if you're not really making these decisions, then who is? Who is? Like, who is really, like, you can only be your biggest supporter. There is nobody outside of you that can be your biggest supporter but you. Okay? You can only be the biggest, you're a caretaker. It's time for you to take that responsibility. That's how you're going to get. Okay, sorry. My neighbors are walking around all crazy upstairs. But, it's like, you need to understand that you're the caretaker, you're the guardian, you are supporting yourself right now. So it's time to make decisions, okay? That's why we have guides that come into this life with us, okay? Mentors. Not talking about no fucking, ancestor or anything like that. I'm talking about a mentor that is assigned to you when you come into this world, okay? Before you realize your mom is your mom and your dad is your dad, or your grandparents are your grandparents, you had mentors that are here to help you. So yes, it's about being independent. It's time to be independent. It's time to just make these decisions. Okay. And I think if you sit down and understand what you're clear, like what is your truth? What are you willing to do? Okay. Oh, my daughter. What's going on? Might have to pause in a moment. My daughter's crying. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me be right back. Okay. Let me go and see my daughter. See, why is she crying? She needs help. She needs her caretaker. She needs her mom. But you, number 2, you are not a little kid anymore. Okay, I'm back. The children. See, number 2, but you're not a child anymore. Some of you guys have parents. Some of you guys got parents, that are like, trying to tell you what to do, what decisions you should make. You got, and some of you guys have kept that kind of mentality from your parents. And so now you're relying on siblings. Now you're relying on friends to tell you what to do. No, because your siblings, your friends, and even your parents, they're going to go and live their life. They don't have to deal with your problems. They don't have to deal with your choices. Yeah, my daughter was okay. She just was crying about a cookie. Her brother ate all the cookies, or started eating all the cookies, but really she ate all the cookies yesterday and my son didn't get any. But see, I had to step in and make that decision for them. Tell them to calm down. Okay. So let's look at your self-care. I got some self-care for you guys, okay? Because I believe that when you pour into yourself, it will bring you back on track. It will bring you back into alignment. I'm about to pull some of these cards for myself. I should have been pulled these cards for myself today, or, been doing it. This used to stay on my actual personal altar because I love these cards so much. And they're about to go back. They're about to go back to my personal altar. Okay, so we have Nourish Your Temple. So what's going to really help you is getting on track with your diet. This is not saying like you a fatty. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to look at what you're putting into your body, into your vessel. Diet is just a way of eating. Let me get my chips. What are you doing? These are really good chips, organic. Okay. But what are you putting in your body? You need to consider that. How are you treating it? Maybe it's not necessarily changing your diet, but are you overeating? Is there something like that's keeping you? Also, I'm feeling like some of you guys might stress eat, right? And it's taxing on your body. You could be stressed about certain things that you need to make decisions on. And instead of making a decision, you just order a DoorDash. And you're not even hungry. So how are you treating your body? Start nourishing your temple in the right way. Maybe you need to, do some fasting in the morning, and maybe you just take that time to do some meditation, fast, do yoga on in your fasting hours on an empty stomach, so your body can pay attention to what's going on. Because once we start eating, your body gets to work, right? Emotional eating, yes. Some of you guys, maybe it's not that you're, it's okay if you're eating the chips, it's okay if you're having whatever the fuck you want. This is not about saying, oh, you're a fatty and you need to change the way you eat. You need to whatever. It's not that. It's like, how are you treating, or how are you using food? How are you treating your body? Some of you guys do need to cut the alcohol. Some of you guys do need to cut the sweets. You're not following that everything in moderation rule. And so your body's like, oh, so whatever you put in your gut, it affects your mind. So you're not clear up here. You're not moving in alignment with clarity because you're treating your body like crap. Okay. So it's time to start focusing on eating healthier, eating in a healthy way. Yeah, me and my kids, we've been on the sweets lately. See, they fighting about cookies right now. And I'm just like, dang, I only got 2 cookies. I got the sweets. Because we've been having a lot of movie nights. But look, the next one, how you can pour into yourself, is connecting with your ancestors. So like I said, you have guides, you have mentors, and you have ancestors that can really, which is really interesting. Me and my, because I just watched Sinners. I don't know if I said that in this video, or in this pick card. But I watched Sinners last night, and it was so cool. There's this scene in Sinners while they're they're just dancing, connecting to the music, and it explains how music opens up a portal to the past, and it opens up a portal into the future. And it was just really cool. So there's these guides, I feel like, that want to connect with you, and one way is that you sit down and you communicate with your ancestors, honor them, Ask them for guidance. Ask them for clarity in this situation to help you make a decision, you know, but very heavily on the mentors more than the ancestors, because ancestors can be very much connected to like this life, like their life. They are a very human-like energy. Your mentors have been out of the human experience for a very long time, and they are assigned to you to help you on your preferred path. Okay. Unlike ancestors, they could be very human, like, oh, you know, should I text that person back? Should I just kick this person out of my life? Your ancestors might not like them. You know, this is why studying your ancestors and understanding what they're good for is also important if you're going to work with your ancestors. Okay. Because not every ancestor is good to, you know, to ask for advice. Okay. But definitely your ancestors want to help you, and working with your ancestors can help. Okay. We also have be still. So yeah, it's time, like Four of Swords. Four of Swords energy here. Four of Swords. And the be still card. It's time to be still and to just lay there. Number one, I was talking a lot about yoga and like emptying the body, transmuting the energy within the mind and the body. And what I'm really picking up, maybe that is something that you need to do, but I also just feel like laying in Savasana, which is corpse pose, like she's on a mat, you know, or she could be in her bed, right? And just being still, focusing on stillness and just focusing on the body breathing, you know, can be very beneficial for you. We also have meditation. Okay. We also have sync yourself with the moon and clean your space. So meditating, we all know that you need to get to meditating. Okay. You need to sit down, close your mind, and focus on stillness and silence, and maybe even ask a question during meditation. Ask what you should do in this situation. Okay. And we have sync with the moon. So this could be very much like getting into moon magic, focusing on what kind of energies are happening with the moon. How is it affecting you? How you could benefit with moon magic. Some of you guys might want to join my candle workshop. Okay, we talk about moon magic in there and using candle magic during the moon phases. We have clean your space. So some of you guys, maybe cleaning up your space. Your space is a direct reflection of your life, of your mind. So clearing it, getting it organized can definitely help with getting in alignment, getting back on track. Okay, now that's what I got for number 2. I'm going to move on to number 3. But it's just time for you to kind of like become more independent, kind of like a stepping stone, and like growing up in a way to just start making these choices on your own, not necessarily needing to ask your parents, or even if that was a constant thing, and now you're just asking everybody what you should do. It's time to just make those decisions on your own. Okay. And also just getting really goal oriented, very structured in your routine. And your routine reflecting these activities that are going to lead to you accomplishing your goals. Okay. So I'm going to move on. Remember, I am doing $25 readings at the end of this pick a card reading. If anybody has sent their question, I will do your cards at the end. If not, I'll just be like, you know, moving on to the next pick a card, which maybe I should do that. Maybe I should. Oh, it's midnight. Wow. Good night. Sleep tight. Do your meditation before you sleep. Do your deep breathing. I knew this one was going to be the long one.
I gotta hurry up because I do need to do the next reading and do a pick card. I want to do at least 2 or 3. I do have 5 on the list that I want to do, but yeah. Okay. Let's look at number 3. Let's look at number 3. Oh. Interesting. So this is number 3. Number 3. Let me shuffle. How to get on track for number 3. I embrace my divinity. Wild feminine. I have the most beautiful energy. So this is how to get on track is definitely about tapping into your femininity energy. Maybe you've been getting too heavy in the masculine energy, which we all have masculine and feminine energy within. And so maybe it's now time to just like start incorporating feminine energy, you know, divine feminine energy, so that you could become more balanced. Because we want to be balanced. We want to be operating like a true divine feminine understands how to use her masculine energy. But I think what's going to help you on why you you know, why you've been feeling so off track is because maybe you're so into your masculine right now, you know, and you need to be more in your feminine energy. Okay, and also getting on track is possibly like what I want to say, tending to your energy. Definitely. A divine feminine, it's more about the internal energy than it is like the outer. Even if we are like in the mirror doing our hair, you know, doing these feminine, quote unquote, feminine things that we do, it's all about attuning our energy, you know, getting our energy right. I feel like a lot of men think that we do our makeup for them, but it's mostly to do our makeup, to attune our energy, to get our energy in alignment. I'm not saying that this society that we live in, but I also think it's really also natural for, you know, a feminine energy want to possibly be attractive to a masculine energy, to attract masculine energy. That's natural for the masculine to want the feminine, for the feminine to want the masculine. So even if we are, but you know, it's not necessarily like, oh, we're doing this to be attractive. We understand that when we do our hair, when we do our makeup, when we pay attention to how we look in the mirror and we say, you know, I don't really like how this looks. We understand that it's an energy that we are feeling within ourselves. You know, understand that when you get dressed in the morning and when you do your hair, when you decide, even sometimes there's days where I'm like, my energy feels best without makeup. It feels best without this wig on, you know? So it's not necessarily the hair, the wigs, the makeup, the clothes, the nails, you know, the appointments that we book, but it's really about attuning to our energy. So getting on track for you, number 3, is going to look like just paying attention to how you feel. You know, the feminine energy is about feeling, and feelings are very linked to our energy, making sure that our energy is what, quote unquote, beautiful. So what does that mean, right? What does that mean when we have beautiful energy? It is, we feel in alignment, right? We feel in alignment. We also, you know, when our energy is beautiful, it is flowing effortlessly, you know. So that's what it's about. That's what we're searching for. And so what I feel like for you, number 3, this is going to look like maybe also that it's coming into like maybe even deity work, because that looks like a goddess there. A lot of goddess energy here that I'm feeling. So it's like, you know, recognizing the goddess archetype within you, no matter if it's like Isis, if it's Lilith,
if it's, whatever God is, if it's Aphrodite, connecting to these goddesses or gods, can help you attune your energy and embrace your own divinity. These are all divine aspects within ourselves. Yes, it's about feeling good. It's not necessarily saying, oh, we just want to look good for that masculine, or we want to look good for that feminine. It's not necessarily about that. And it's natural, even if it was. It's natural to want to look and to be attractive, not necessarily to look good, but to be attractive. And that doesn't mean that, you got to be all dolled up. It's just attraction is not about that. Right? And so it's about feeling good. And we notice that. We feel better when we just put ourselves together. We decide with intention how we want to be, how we want to look. This feminine and elegant, so you're going to be focused on really like that elegant kind of energy here. Maybe even going slower at things, right? So how are you going to get on track? We have the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. And so this is, again, working with this feminine energy, the inner energy. It's like very much like about the inner, learning how to move with intuition. And that's what I want to say. It's not about saying that we're not going to do anything. Like we just sit back and we let things come to us. Right? It's not about like, oh, I'm just not going to do anything. Like everyone talks about how to be in your divine feminine, but nobody actually really says how you do that. How do I get what I want, but not be so assertive and active and going at it and working hard? Then the divine feminine, she doesn't work hard, but it doesn't mean that she don't work at all. The divine feminine, she does work hard, but it's a different energy that we embody, and it looks like moving with your intuition. That every day might not look the same. So when you need to switch into your divine feminine energy to maybe manifest something, because we have the first step is to work hard. We have the Eight of Pentacles here. This is hard work. This is like honing in, bitch. This is like really doing the work. This is like getting lost in your work. And then right following after that is the Knight of Pentacles. So this isn't about not doing anything at all when we're talking about our divine feminine, being in our divine feminine in order to manifest something. I feel like you guys want to manifest something, but going at it the way that you're going at it is not working for you. It's not making you happy. You're possibly losing track. There's so many pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles here. And then we have the Strength and High Priestess. So this is about moving intuitively, doing the hard work, but you're moving with intention. You're feeling yourself out. The divine feminine energy wakes up in the morning and she attunes her energy. She makes sure that she feels good. And it's not about like, well, I don't care about feelings right now. I just got to go in. And sometimes that's the energy that we got to be in, right? To get what we want. It's not about feeling. That's a masculine, a divine masculine energy is about making solutions and finding the quickest way to make that solution happen. And sometimes you got to use logic. You got to look at your circumstances in order to make those choices. That's divine masculine energy there. Divine feminine, she takes her time. She quiets herself. And, High Priestess, we consult the guides. Doesn't mean that we don't look at the physical circumstances to understand, to make those conclusions, but we look at what's going on inside. We consult the spirits, the ancestors. We consult our higher self. We consult God. We have that direct channel to God. We understand that when we're in our divine femininity, that we have that channel that's linked to the unknown, God. And we can tap into everything there to understand what we need to do, right? And it's not a rushing energy. Divine feminine energy is not quick. It doesn't mean we can't manifest quick. It doesn't mean that things don't come quick. but it's about understanding there's a slow energy with the divine feminine energy. Masculine energy is quick, fast. We out there in the forest, we hunting, we know how to get it. We're very tapped into the 3D reality. Feminine energy, we're tapped in. Both of us are tapped into both spaces, but the divine feminine is about understanding that we're going to move intuitively. So the first thing that you need to do is tap into your feminine energy, and that means waking up in the morning, looking yourself in the mirror, getting your energy right, whether that's like you do glamour magic and you're like reciting affirmations over your body, over yourself, you're putting your makeup on and you're reciting these incantations, these spells into yourself, right? To attune your energy. That's all glamour magic is. It's just to tune your energy to have a beautiful energy, to attract a beautiful life, a glamorous, beautiful life. Whatever that is. Doesn't mean it has to be glitz and glam and expensive shit. It doesn't, but it's about attuning your energy to get what you want out of life. So it looks like you're waking up in the morning and you are paying attention to how you feel as well. So it doesn't mean like, oh, I got to put this makeup on so that I can attune my energy, or I have to look a certain way, or I got to do this, to get that. It's about saying, how do I feel? Let me move with intention. Do I have the energy right now to do that? Is there another way that I can do it? How do I want to show up in life? That is feminine energy. How do I want to show up right now, today? What is life needing from me? What do I need from life, and how does life need me? That's how the divine feminine works. Okay? So this is not about, like, the divine feminine is a chaotic energy. Masculine energy is very structured. You're trying to get out of that structured energy. It's not going to help you get on track. The structure is not going to help you get on track. Getting like discipline in a way where there's just like all these structure and there's a certain way you have to do it. That's not going to bring you into alignment and get you on track. What's going to get you on track? You've been doing that a little bit too much. That's why you're here. So what's going to get you on track is recognizing on being a little bit chaotic and all over the place. Every day is not going to look the same. Doesn't mean that you're not going to put in the work. But how are you going to put in the work? How are you going to hone in on making that money, or working on that project, or working on that body? How are you going to show up in your divine feminine? Because being structured is not working right now. Maybe you've become conditioned with this workout plan, but it's not what your body needs right now. There's an energy of like maybe moving with spirit, moving with intention, moving with your intuition. Okay. This is really taming the beast. We have the strength card here. This is about taming that beast within. Okay. That's what this is about. Taming the beast within. There's something new that you're wanting to call upon. So it does involve you creating a plan with the Page of Pentacles here. So the first step is recognizing that you're going to move intuitively. You're going to say, cut all this bullshit, this routine. It doesn't mean that you can't have a routine that fits you, but it has to fit your feelings. It has to fit attuning your energy every day. So that can be, okay, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to put myself together. That's going to be a part of my structure. I'm going to put myself together. I'm going to decide how I want to feel and how I want to look according to how I feel. And then I'm going to see like, okay, I have this project or I have this thing that I'm working on that does require work, pressure, but how am I going to go about it? How am I going to go about it? Because being routine about it, because what I'm feeling is like some of you guys are waking up and you don't want to necessarily do the work. Because maybe that day is meant that you're supposed to just lay around and eat some grapes, watch a TV show, or maybe that day you're not supposed to go in on work. How to get on track is that you're not going to have to do this every day. Whatever this is, whatever this 8 of Pentacles, getting on track and even manifesting what you want out of this, it's not going to come with you working and going hard every single fucking day on it. That's what I'm getting. And it's your guides are coming in very like, bitch, get the picture, please. That's what I'm getting. Okay. So, it's about taming that beast within, like, calm down. The energy ain't right today. Maybe it'll be right in a couple hours. Maybe it'll be right tomorrow. Maybe it'll be right, but right now, what you need, that's what the feminine energy is about. It's about nurturing. It's about paying attention to the inner. What you need right now is you need to go get your nails done. Or you need to go and have some fun with your friends. Or you need to go take a shower or take a bath or go to the spa. That's what you need to do today so that you can go hard. Okay? So it's a very chaotic energy and you have to accept that. Okay? And the more you accept it, the more you tap into that feminine energy. A lot of you guys, the next step is really seeing like what goddess is calling out to you. What goddess is calling out to you right now? Is it Isis? Is it Ashun? Is it Oya? There's a goddess that wants to work through you that can help you accomplish this goal, accomplish this work, help you stay in balance with it. Okay. And really working this way also is a great way to balance, because a lot of us in this society, I'm hearing it's a man's world. That's what I'm hearing now. And it's unnatural to be constantly going. That's why the feminine energy exists. And it's not the feminine energy doesn't go, but she goes in tune with the feeling, right? Yeah, respect how you feel. You could be disrespecting on how you actually feel. It's gauging when to go and when to not go. And when you move with the feminine energy, you recognize that you've been kind of disrespecting the body, disrespecting the self. And don't let me get into that, on how that's really dangerous for us when we decide to say, like, you know what, no, I don't care that you're tired. You got to do this. Then you don't produce your best work that brings in the manifestation. You feel me? Like, when you disrespect yourself, your energy is not right. When you tell yourself, I just don't have it in myself. I know that what I'm getting at, number 3, is that what's going to work for you is not having something so structured. Well, that's what's going to help you get into alignment. Recognizing that you might be feeling something different every single day. And the feminine energy is going to help you work that out into balance. Okay? Into balance. And that's all about having compassion with yourself as well. This world will teach you that you can't slow down. You got to keep going. But once you learn to work with the feminine energy, it doesn't matter if you're going or not, it's coming. Because this is all more about energy than it is about doing something. This is about understanding that you are deserving. And that the universe does respect the feminine energy, that you're not constantly like on the go, on the hunt, on the fight mode. It's, fighting for it. You can still fight for it in a different way. The masculine is the same as the feminine. It's just a different projection. It's a different, projection of the universe. So also this is about planning. It's time. The next step is to move intuitively, right? To tap in to see how you feel. If you have the energy to go hard on this project, to go hard on, whatever this is, it could be that you're working on your body. It could be that, you're working on a project, a business. It could be anything, right? Notice if you feel like you have the energy to do it, then go ahead and do it. But if it's not there and your body and your mind is calling for another experience, respect it. Because guaranteed, you're probably going to have 3 or 4 days after that where you feel juiced up and you're able to go at it like you want to. Yeah. This is about maybe possibly being burnt out and needing to more lean towards the feminine energies to help you balance it out. Okay. It's not necessarily saying that you can't go hard on things. Okay. So let's see. What is the question for number 3? If you guys have a question, we can have a question for number 3 in alignment with how to get on track. I would have really appreciated it. I would appreciate it for this one. God. It came out really quick. We have this. We have the cremation ground meditation. Is this the strength card too? I believe this is the strength card as well. Okay. So, so with this card right here, the ground cremation meditation, I feel that this is about, the next step is about understanding that this life, this way of working at life, building something, creating something, putting in work for something, it's going to require a brand new self. And it's going to require you getting quiet to understand who this person is. And I think that's why I keep seeing someone in the mirror. Like, you possibly could, the next step is looking into self-concept, changing your self-concept to attune your energy. Like, because again, this is all about attuning your energy. This is about getting your energy right in order to do the thing and also to attract the thing, you know, to bring in wealth, to bring in abundance, to bring in that physical experience, whether that be like a physical manifestation or you're, you know, doing things with your health. Okay. It's going to require you understanding that this old way of doing things is not going to work for you. You have to move with your intuition. I think somebody said in reading number 2 that they wanted to flow with life. This is true flowing with life. When the feminine flows with life. Okay. She flows with life through feeling. Okay. So that's what I'm feeling with that card. Let's see, get a message for number 3. The seer. The seer. Yeah. So it says future prospects, decisions to make, seeking guidance. Yep. You need to tune in. You need to tune in to your inner guidance. Yeah, there's decisions to be made, you know, but those decisions need to be made through your inner guidance. This is not about like, okay, well, being so analytical, being so like only looking at what needs to be done physically, what needs to be done internally. Number 3. Okay. To make these decisions. You know, you want to give your best work. The 8 of Pentacles is about perfectionism. You want this to be perfect, whether it be your body, whether it be your money, whether it be your physical experience, whether it be a relationship. Some of you guys want to date, but you don't have the energy to date right now because you're not in the right energy. So this is about making decisions, but doing it from a place of intuition. Not, okay, well, I really need to do this. And so I really want this. So I know I got to do A, B, and C. but actually you might have to do, G before A. This is how the feminine energy is. She's all over the place. Okay. And that's how she gets things done. Is, moving with the spirits, moving with the inner guidance. Okay. Let's tap into some self-care for you, number 3. I'm ready to get into some of the fun readings. Again, I'm going to be going live right after this one. Again, I'm going to do another pick a card. What's next? Let me see what's next. Right after this. Oh, how your ex best friend feels about you. So we're about to do that next. But I'm going to go live again. I'm going to get off and go have another live stream. But let's see what you can do for self to get you in alignment, to get you back on track. Okay. Understand that it's going slow. Going slow doesn't mean all because you're going slow, things don't come in fast. That is what you need to understand about the feminine, tapping into your feminine energy. Tap into the goddess energy. Some of you guys need to look into a goddess that you want to work with, or that's calling out to you to help you attune your energy. Okay. Let's see here. Woo! Some of you guys need to drink your water. A lot of us are dehydrated right now. A lot of us are dehydrated. Okay. Oops. Some of you guys, you see that? Can you guys read that? SEX. Some of you guys need to go and get laid. Okay, you need some dick. Some dick. Okay, good. That's gonna get you right. That's gonna get you right. Okay. So we have energy work. Some of you guys need to do some energy work. You need to empty out a certain chakra. What I'm hearing really is the heart, and I'm hearing the root. You guys need to do some heart work. You need to do some root work. I don't have that book in here. I always share it. But you might need to work on your chakras, aligning your chakras. A lot of people like to say that, but it's noticing when you're lacking. You're lacking the energy, or if you have an excessive buildup of energy in a chakra. That's really how you get your energy aligned. They're supposed to all be open and energy just flowing effortlessly through them. If, you were activated at this point, I feel like you're trying to get activated. So tune in, like, what do I need? What am I feeling fear in any of these, chakras? Are you feeling, I wanted to say that, like feeling fear within your heart? Are you feeling fear within your, solar plexus, which has to do about your identity and your will? Are you feeling fear about in your throat that has, to do with your truth, your ideas, your belief systems, your voice, your ability to speak and even communicate with humanity? Are you feeling fear within your root chakra? Are you feeling fear within your root chakra, where this is linked to physical manifestations? This is linked to your money, your security, okay, your safety. So some of you guys need to look into working with your chakras, doing the energy work, okay, letting go of certain energies or inviting certain energies in. We have this, the SEX here. Okay, some of you guys need to go and get your back blown out. Be completely honest right now. Some of you guys need to just take a break and get some dick. Okay? That will align your chakras. That will align your chakras. But some of you guys need to just kind of like be with your partner, or be with yourself. You gauge that, but some of you guys, that can definitely help open up the energy. Sometimes you just need to rub one out. Sometimes you need to just like, tend to self, or like be with another person, to experience that. It's not, maybe you need to just like relax. I'm just seeing myself yesterday. I was just like, after I got my back blown out, I was just like, felt good. I was just laying there on the couch, just feeling great, just feeling relaxed, more calm, like that's what I'm feeling for you. Number 3, you need to just be like in your own energy. Okay. We have read. And sometimes experiencing another person will help you be in your own energy. It helps you kind of release. Sex is very spiritual. It is energy work. Sex is magic. I know it feels good, and we like to separate the two, spirituality or magic and sex, but they're the same thing. So you want to get your energy right. Either do it with yourself or do it with another person that you trust. We have read. So some of you guys just need to take a break. This is what I want. I know this is going to come out for me later, is to read. Like, just sit down and take a day, a week to read, to read your book, or find time throughout your day to just read, to just like empty, and just tap in to the present moment. Reading is a form of meditation. Meditating doesn't have to be like you're just here like this. Meditation can look like painting. Meditation can look like, lifting weights. Meditation can be like, reading a book, knitting, crocheting, something peaceful that brings your focus into the present moment, right? What else we got here for you? Look, hydration. A lot of you guys need to be hydrating yourself. Okay. So that's what I got for you, number 3. Make sure you're drinking your water. Okay, getting your back blown out, reading your books, and doing your energy work. This is going to help you realign with that feminine energy. It's going to help you understand that you don't have to keep going hard, in order for whatever you want to see, the results to come in, to do the damn work. Resting is a part of the grind, I'm hearing. Okay, so that's it for number 3. We are done with that. Pick a card. Let me check if anybody has done a $25 reading. If not, I'm out. And I'm on to the next. Okay. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm about to be back. I'm about to do the next pick a card. Okay. We're going to do your ex-best friend, how they feel about you or what they're thinking or something. What did I say? Their feelings about you. So we're about to do that one. Okay. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Peace. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I got to end it here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm all over the place. Okay.